down! We want you to hear this.
Hey, Keith! Remember that time a magic time machine? We do.
I feel so close to you right now. It's a force field.
Junior, continue down this path with Allie. We like her. Unlike your previous girlfriends, she has graduated from safety scissors, can color inside the lines, is able to see over the steering wheel, and will actually be able to vote in the upcoming presidential election. Way to go, bud.
Pedro, put your many talents to good use. Step 1, shave your head. Step 2, run for class president.
Vote for Pedro! Aaron, our hope for you is to become a monogamist. Monogamy, a form of relationship in which an individual has only one partner at any given time.
Alan, next year please keep in mind students are meant to be in class. Coffee breaks are for teachers.
Miles, face the facts. Seek therapy for voice modulation syndrome, 'cause you're freaking loud.
Sadly, Carlos and Kenya don't work out. So after Aaron's failed attempts at monogamy, Aaron and Carlos decide to give up the facade and have a long and happy life together.
Every night in my dreams, I see you, I feel you.
Hey Nora, remember that time you were always asking us about that time? We remember.
Harley and Mitchie cook up a scheme to rob a bank. They grab their loot and make a dash for the getaway car driven by Vanessa. On the mad dash to safety, Vanessa hits no fewer than 10 cats. Police are baffled by the tiny fingerprints left at the scene of the crime. The heist goes unsolved as the print size rule out all adult suspects. Mitchie takes the money and moves to Spain, eventually marrying a man with a ponytail. Harley becomes active in the political scene, campaigning for small hand rights. Vanessa turns her hatred for cats into a career, becoming a professional cat hitwoman and Diablo de Gato.
Kelly moves to Dallas and creates the best-selling Southern sensation Española for Southerners, an interactive language program exclusively for the Southern dialect. She eventually marries an NBA star from the Mavericks and births the world's tallest babies.
Grace loses all her hair shortly after high school. She develops her own line of hair wigs and opens a business, Gracie Not So Wonderfuls. Grace is still a prima donna girl, but she really doesn't know why. It's such a big deal, though.
Prima donna girl, yeah. All I ever wanted was the world.
Emily marries Cody and officially becomes Mrs. Fuquin. She takes night course on how to communicate with emphatic hand gestures and quickly becomes fluent. She now spends her day sporting tie-dye t-shirts while teaching high school drama. Chance follows his lifelong dream of becoming a streetwalker/streaker. He is currently known as Candace and can be found in dark alleyways and on poorly lit street corners. He's the one in the trench coat.
Freddie finds his voice in college and becomes a local rap sensation. He is quickly signed to a major rap label and writes the multi-platinum So What If I Mumble? I'm Rich, beep. He also starts his own line of custom vests and is a multi-millionaire. Everything in his life is amazing, except for still being a Cowboy fan.
Every day I'm hustling, 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 hustling.
Kid moves to college and unfortunately ends up rooming with an extremely disorganized slob. After finding a month-old half-eaten pizza under a pile of clothing that somehow moves on its own, Kimberly has a nervous breakdown. Her family tries to visit her every week in the asylum, where Kimberly, inside her padded cells, simply rocks back and forth, muttering something about the fuzzy pizza.
After maintaining a healthy physique throughout high school, Justin decides to let loose a little in college. This quickly spirals out of control as the freshman 15 turns into the freshman 215. In a vicious cycle of self-loathing and comfort eating, Justin hits 500 as he graduates college. After requiring the services of a crane to lift him to and from the stage at graduation, he decides to turn his life around, which is no small thing considering it takes him a full minute to simply turn around, and starts the Subway diet. After years of failed dieting attempts, including some rather embarrassing standoffs at an all-you-can-eat buffets, he eventually decides to give up and writes the hit song Fat Kids Mixtape. He now lives in his mansion, which was custom built with an extra wide doorway.
I like to eat.
Food.
Shortly after high school, Joel contracts the diabetes from his excessive consumption of candy. In his experimental endeavors to cure his disease, he accidentally stumbles upon an amazing scientific discovery. Joel brings a gummy bear to life. He soon perfects the technique and creates a full-size gummy female. Joel marries his gummy bear sweetheart, and they eventually have many gummy bear children, none of them whom survived the first week because he eats them. Joel still has diabetes.
However far